So, hey, in this part of the video, we'll be looking into IIFE. So, IIFE basically stands for the immediately invoked function expression. It is actually used. So, for example, there is a use case like, let's say, uh, you have maybe declared a function. You have declared a function, and you want this function to be invoked right away, right away, and right away, and basically you don't actually want to like make the call stack like close. I mean, you don't want to basically pollute your call stack, and you just want your function to just invoke right away, and then just it will be just popped out from the stack, I mean, within seconds, right? So in those cases, you can use like IIFE. So there's the documentation of the IIFE. So what it actually tells is that it is, as the name says, is it is immediately invoked function expression, right? So is a function that runs as soon as it is defined, right? So if you write a function and just immediately invoke it, it's not like you want, if you want to invoke it somewhere else, then there's not the right way, I mean the right way to use the IFE. But if you, let's say, want to use the function right away, then you can just simply use it, right? So there are some of the points that are written here, that the first is the anonymous function, the with the lexical scope and flows with the we will look into it, how what it is actually. Let's just see the example, then I think it would be better. So let's say I have a function like maybe name, and what it does is, let's say it will just return me a arrow function, okay? So this one, and let's say it will just log me, hey, I am IIFE. Okay, so you have written a function and it is basically returning a function, right? So you will just invoke it, right? So there's the basic syntax how you can write a IIFE. And let's say you want to invoke it, and let's say, yeah, if you want to invoke it, you can also, I think, return yeah, let's just go through it. If I have the autosave, yeah, I have the autosave on, and if I just inspect this, so you'd see IMFA, right? So what happens is that so in this case, you would just you won't see any major difference in the output, that I mean, there's no major difference. But the thing is, you if you know the call stack, how call stack actually works, is that as soon as the function is invoked, and function has returned something, then it will be, after that, actually, after that, the function will be popped out of the call stack, right? So as soon as it actually gets invoked, it will be just get out, or I mean, it will be just popped out of the call stack. Okay, so now we will look into how what actually the documentation is saying. So let's just pull out the documentation. So it is telling that the first is the anonymous function, that is this thing, this part of the code, this yellow bracket. Let me just if I can zoom in. Yeah, so this is the yellow bracket, this one, and this one is the call as the lexical scope here, and lexical scope enclosed with the grouping operator, that is this one. This prevents accessing variables within the IIFE idiom, as well as the pollution. I mean, polluting the global scope. So whatever you do inside this, it will be just applicable, or it will be just accessible to this lexical scope only. It won't be, I mean, it won't be polluting your your call stack, right? Or your whole memory. So as soon as you invoke it, all the variables, all the functions, all the objects, so whatever there is, and there it is inside this, it will be just vanished right away, right? As soon as you just invoke it. Okay. So the second part creates the immediately invoke function, as I have in this one is the invocation. I have just invoked this, right? So there's the second part of the invocation, invoked of function expression, through which JavaScript engine will directly interpret the function, right? So there are basically, yeah, the use cases will be like, because our application could include many of the functions, that the global variables from the different source file, it's important to limit the number of global variables. If we have some initiation code, we could use the IIFE pattern, as we will not reuse the code, right? So using IIFE, it is better than using a function declaration or a function expression. So yeah, you can also use it in the form of async and await. So let's say, yeah, this function is a right away returning async function, and it is right away invoking it, right? So you don't want like, so you don't want this function to be in control of you. You just want your function to right away invoke, then you can just simply do it, right? So these are the basic use cases how you can actually use the uh, this IIFE pattern. It is actually very helpful if you see. But yeah, so yeah, this is the basic use case of the IIFE as such. So you can also return something as well. It is not like consoling or whatever I mean, whatever the variables that is declared inside this lexical scope, it will be just accessible to this one only. It won't be accessible outside, right? So if you invoke it, then your call stack will get empty. You will get the output right away, and your call stack will get empty, right? So basically, it is not polluting your whole JavaScript, right? So yeah, that's it.